What in the world have your legislators in Tennessee been up to this week? We're about to get into it. A bill requiring private employers to verify work authorization relative to illegal immigration status advances. Governor Lee signs a bill that protects your Second Amendment rights. If you're a renter, there is a bill that removes the right of Tennesseans to sue for unconstitutional actions. This is a bad bill, but boy, it sure did sail through. A bill prohibiting Tennessee teachers from sexually engaging with students uh, that they've recently taught goes through. It just goes to show you how bad the environment is in government schools that we need to pass this. Foreign advisory lobbyist bill is sidelined because, that foreign money talks. Bill expanding parental controls over child's health care record advances. Tennessee House and Senate voted on a bipartisan bill correcting criminal loophole, and a bill requiring AI data centers to self-fund passes the committee, and Tennessee committee agrees in a smaller school voucher increase, but ditches the immigration reporting requirement. It's Brandon Lewis here at the TenCon Big 7, keeping you up to date on whether or not your elected officials go and vote in the Tennessee Legislature the same way they campaign. If you appreciate what we do, please do go to TennesseeConservativeNews.com/support. This is the time of year where we really do run through our budget and we need you to help us finish strong. So TennesseeConservativeNews.com/support, or you can mail your checks, and you need to, just to get the cobwebs out of the mailbox, to P.O. Box 625, Signal Mountain, Tennessee 37377. A bill requiring private employers to verify work authorization for employees is now state law. It lowers from 6 to 1 the number of employees a business must have to be considered a private employer, and they are required to acquire proof that anyone is there legally using the E-Verify system or other proof of legal status. And if you don't do this, your business license could be suspended. A second violation would be suspended until the violation is remedied, but a third violation means you're gonna lose your license. So that applies to W-2 employers, not subcontractor employers, which is a big deal in the construction industry and many others. Governor Bill Lee signs legislation protecting Second Amendment rights for renters. It states that landlords cannot prohibit a tenant from lawfully possessing, carrying, transporting, and otherwise using and taking back and forth to the car a gun to protect themselves. If they violate this bill, then the affected tenant will have a right to sue for damages, punitive damages, and attorney fees. This does exclude mental health facilities, state agency premises, school properties, hospitals, nursing homes, assisted living care, and certain independent living facilities. The House almost had as many Republicans voting against this bill as Democrats, but that's about shows you how conservative typically the makeup is in the House and the Senate. In the Senate, 7 Republicans joined 6 Democrats in siding with concerned Democrats, but the bill still passed 18 to 13. Kerry Roberts couldn't find the courage to vote. Doesn't surprise me. I don't know where he left it or if he ever had it to begin with. A new law seeks to close such a cause of action of any political subdivision of the state and specifies that such cause of action does not apply to challenges to the validity of the constitutional state law. And Stevens began a lengthy introduction by stating in 2018 the General Assembly passed a well-meaning bill intended to give Tennesseans a limited pathway to challenge bureaucratic regulatory overreach, but apparently even that limited pathway was too much for Mr. Roberts, or Stevens rather. And so that has been repealed. There was a lot of pushback on it, but there you have it. The Constitution is something that Republicans don't care a lot about. And you can look back at COVID. They think that these right, I mean, your constitutional rights are only as good as the electorate's willingness to defend the encroachment on those rights. And let's be frank, Tennesseans lacked the backbone during COVID to stop the nonsense, eventually got fed up with it, but lacked the backbone to stop it initially. And everybody's darn near asleep at the wheel right now. So it doesn't surprise me that this is a good time to push something like this through if you're a rhino. Sponsored by Representative Mark White, House Bill 1973 as amended, subjects teachers who engage in conduct with students whom they were in contact with the last 12 months to have disciplinary action by the State Board of Education. must be reported to the State Board of Education, and if they're engaging in monkey business, it could be a reprimand or losing their license. The last report on educator sexual misconduct highlighted the finding of a 2016 national investigation on the topic, which gave Tennessee an F. And I believe it. You can see the stories of these government schools every week in the Tennessee Conservative, and how we just consistently, for whatever reason, put kids in harm's way in Tennessee schools. It's a corrupt culture, and it needs to change. Guys, ain't nobody else bringing you these stories. If you care about what we do here, go to TennesseeConservativeNews.com/support. Send your checks, please. We got dust rolling out. Had to take the dust buster to the mailbox here recently. So put something in there if you can. P.O. Box 625, Signal Mountain, Tennessee 37377. If you give $50 or more, we'll send you a proud Tennessee Conservative tumbler, koozie, directory of your elected officials, bumper stickers, and our heartfelt thanks. If you give $10 or more as a recurring donation, we'll do the same. And we really do need those monthly donations. It is very difficult to run this publication just hoping that people randomly give, although we take it all. So if you could help us be more consistent, we'd appreciate that. TennesseeConservativeNews.com. If you look at your budget, if you look at your calendar, and you don't support conservative media at all, don't be surprised if it ain't here one day. Foreign Advisory Lobbyist bill sidelined for this session in the Tennessee General Assembly. This bill was removed from consideration in the House in late March and failed to advance in the Senate and Local Government Committee. Adam Lowe of Calhoun, who carried the Senate version, says the state is trying to identify the influence of foreign money on Tennessee policy, but that the methods for identifying that impact are changing. Agents of foreign adversaries would have been restricted from typical lobbying actions, and failure to follow the rules would have led to an ethics commission fine of 10 grand. Chances are that there's a lot of foreign money floating around up there in Nashville. Uh, if you ever wonder if there is or isn't, every time there's some major corporate welfare project that the rhinos want to shove down our throat for the tune of 100, 200, a couple of billion, there are often foreign ties, and I don't think that those foreign corporations should be allowed to do that. But all that corporate money and the foreign money is what greases the palms of Republican leadership up in the House, and so they ain't going to turn that spigot off, is my guess. In a 7-1 vote, Representative Senator Becky Massey was marked present, but not voting, apparently not knowing what to do. And this is a bill that expands parental rights so that you can see your child care records of your children, health records rather. And so Becky couldn't figure out if that was a good idea or not. I don't know what that's about. And it ensures a child's parent or legal guardian can access their child's treatment records, including records for mental health, physical health, rehabilitation, prescriptions, etc. It amended the current law to allow an employee of an LEA to provide bandages, gauze, ice packs, treats for minor scrapes, bruises, etc. Tennessee House and Senate vote on a bipartisan bill correcting a loophole, and basically, Bud Halsey put this best: if a girlfriend loans her boyfriend a car and he takes that car and goes down and robs a convenience store, or does something like that, kills somebody, the way the existing statute is written, it's possible to charge the girlfriend for a criminal responsibility, but we all know that she really wouldn't be responsible. So basically, this closes that loophole and has made it through the legislative process. Now, this is interesting to me. A bill requiring AI data centers to self-fund passes the Senate. I would love to see a bill requires all corporations to self-fund. Why aren't we picking on data centers? And this is another example of winners and losers. Brett Taylor states the cost of a data center's new or upgraded electrical infrastructure cannot be absorbed or subsidized by a municipal or electrical utility except in limited circumstances. And it's because it will end up raising the rates for other people, and it's to protect those rate payers. Well, when we give these big tax incentives, I think we should do this for the Tennessee Titans, Brent. I think we should do it for Ford Motor Company that got all that money and tried to influence us negatively during COVID for our freedoms. And to my knowledge, they've not produced a single solitary car out there in the blue oval city. So I think if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I think all of these corporations should quit digging into Tennessee taxpayer pockets with Republicans putting the hand in the pocket continually I don't think it's a good idea. An amended version of House Bill 2532 would add 15,000 new scholarships for the school voucher program, 5,000 fewer than Lee asked for. Republican Ryan Williams of Cookeville also amended the bill to remove a requirement that school districts could recoup student enrollment losses only if they could demonstrate that the students were lawful U.S. residents. Right now, apparently, you can get a school voucher as an illegal alien. Why not? We send them to government schools all day long and seem to have no interest in fixing that problem at all. So, people that voted against the bill were Republicans Mark Corcoran, Inglewood, David Hawk, Gary Hicks, Kevin Vaughn was present but didn't vote. These are all either backbenchers or rhinos, just looking at it, because I've seen their names and seen their faces over and over again. Not to be surprising. So, those are some of the things that are happening in your legislature that no other news outlet is likely telling you about. So, what's going on this weekend at Casa de Lewis? Well, my wife and children and my grandmother-in-law went down to the beach, but I'm here. I had so many work obligations, and we kind of didn't put it on the calendar until last minute, and it was stuff I just couldn't shuffle around. So I've been puttering around the house this week, um, just doing chores, things I haven't been able to get to, going to the gym off the mountain because there's nobody here for me to hang out with in the evenings. Did have a great dinner with one of my friends from church. Some smoked chicken thighs and hung out by the fire and smoked a cigar this week. That's probably the highlight of my week. Boring as it is. Um, then what's going to go on tonight? I got to go down and have some lab work done in Chattanooga today. They're still trying to verify if I'm human or not. The results are inconclusive. They did say that I have a heart of stone, and apparently that I'm a right wing zealot. I don't know if that is tampering by Nashville. Somebody's getting into my medical records, I believe. I'm going to go to the gym, probably try to hang out with some friends tonight, and then tomorrow, our gym is having a soft opening for a downtown location, so I'm going to go stick my head in there and see what that looks like. They're also building another gym up here on Signal Mountain by the Dollar General that I could walk to in about 20 minutes, or I could bike to in about 5. So I'm going to go take a look at that. We got gym options. Gym options are coming open. So that's pretty exciting. And I'll go to church Saturday night. I'll already be off the mountain, so that's a good time to do that. I'm actually speaking at a state libertarian convention, I guess. They asked me to come speak on a panel Saturday. They're hosting it here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is about the only way you'll get me to anything here lately. And so I'm going down there, and I'll be honest with you. I would say, and I'm going to kind of do some polling, and I'll report back to you on this. I would say that your average libertarian is far more conservative than your average elected Republican official. They got a few wacky ideas out there. I think it's not as wacky as it used to be, perhaps. Um, and they would probably disagree with the Republicans on some things, but I would bet you that a libertarian in office up in Nashville would vote far more like you and I would want to vote, like when the rubber met the road, versus a Republican, given what I've seen the last 6 years. So your mileage may vary. But nonetheless, so that's the weekend. Sunday, I don't know what Sunday's going to hold. My family's coming back into town Saturday evening. So I imagine, they'll just want to hang out at the house, and I'm perfectly okay with that. So that's my whole weekend. You know it. This is lifestyles of the boring, I suppose, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Easily pleased and entertained over here on the mountain. Guys, it's Brandon Lewis here with the 10Con Big 7. I do appreciate all your support. If you can help us out, please do mail in some checks. It's summer. We're never any slower than in the summer on donations. And then we're never any slower. Oh, it's not summer, it's spring. But it's the beginning of the season. And then we're never any slower. I guess you go through these cycles. COVID woke a bunch of people up, and boy, now they are fast asleep again. And so we need the few remaining folks that are here to keep this thing going, so we can do what no other organization does from a media standpoint in Tennessee, and that's tell Republicans the truth. And just a little bit of leaven goes a long way. Although we may not make any money here at the Tennessee Conservative, the political impact is massive because we do keep the grassroots that actually wants to be informed. And so if you've got a friend and they don't know jack nor squat about what's going on in their state government, but they want to talk to you about what's going on with Trump and Fox News and Iran for 45 minutes, send them our link, TennesseeConservativeNews.com. Ask them to subscribe. I think they will be shocked, perhaps more so than even what they watch on national media about what's going on in our country. And the reason is because, a lot of people kind of know what's going on in the country and know how bad it is, but often folks just don't know what's actually happening in their state government. It's old BL here saying, love you, mean it, take care. Until next time, I'm signing off.